Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Comic Basic List, where we try to unravel everything we know about comic books in 10 minutes or less. I'm Joel, and today's list: 10 heroes that must be in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. Before we begin, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right below this video. Not only does it ensure that you don't miss a video, it helps this channel grow. For everything it did, Star Wars The Clone Wars provided a glimpse into the world between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. The Clone Wars provided clarity where there was none and gave the world a better reason as to why Anakin turned to the dark side. At the heart of the Clone Wars was fantastic storytelling. Each episode was perfectly crafted to hook its watcher and leave them thinking about what they had just witnessed for days on end. And at the heart of each story was an equally important hero. The Clone Wars gave the world some of the best Star Wars heroes ever created. These characters pulled at our heartstrings, made us cheer when they cheered, and cleverly entrenched themselves in our memories. Of course, some heroes stuck out more than others. Some just had the it factor that is nearly impossible to get. But who were they? Who were the characters so good that they need to be in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7? Easy. Here are 10 heroes that must be in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. Not quite a household name, Saw Gerrera is what the rebels aspired to be. Yes, over time his view on the Galactic War hardened, and yes, he became more of an extremist than a rebel, but Saw Gerrera stood for what he believed was right. His time during the Clone Wars animated series was short, however, his impact was felt everywhere. Through a calculating approach, Saw positioned himself as a leader that could be trusted and followed into battle. It's just unfortunate that by the end of his life, he became less human and more machine. What can I possibly say about Ahsoka that I haven't said already? Ahsoka was the Padawan to Anakin Skywalker, and over the course of their time together became one of the most loved Jedis in existence. Under his guidance, she grew more than anybody in the show and questioned more about the Jedi Order that had been questioned since, well, Anakin. By the end of the series, Ahsoka had left the Jedi Order, but doing so allowed her to survive the dreaded Order 66. Ahsoka became a Jedi who blurred the lines between the dark and the light sides of the Force and acted like someone not buried underneath laws and rules. To this day, she is regarded as one of the best characters to have never appeared in a Star Wars live-action movie. Order 66 was a command given by the once Chancellor Palpatine that saw the clone troopers turn against the Jedi. At its enactment, Jedi all over the galaxy laid on the ground slain by those who were created to help them bring peace to the galaxy. What separates him from the other clones is that when Order 66 was set into motion, Captain Rex did not do as commanded. During one of the Clone Wars story arcs, Clone Trooper 5s learned that the inhibitor chip placed inside each clone trooper was actually a chip designed to turn them against the Jedi. Under this knowledge, Rex had his chip removed. By the end of the series and into Rebels, Rex garnered a respectable following. If known only for her Padawan, Vera Safee, Luminara Unduli is as important as any hero in the Clone Wars. As the Clone Wars waged on, so too did her involvement. In fact, during the assault on Geonosis, it was Unduli along with Mace Windu and a force of 200 Jedi that were sent to rescue the apprehended Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, his Padawan Anakin Skywalker, and Skywalker's unknown love, Senator Padme Amidala. Throughout the remainder of the Clone Wars, Luminara Unduli became a prized member of the Jedi Council. Not only was she one of the most trusted and respected members, but she was also sent on the most important of missions. I'll be honest, when Samuel Jackson was cast as the purple lightsaber-wielding Jedi, I was a little upset. For no other reasons than his marquee name and that he was a Star Wars fan was he put in the movies. After watching Terrence Carson bring him to life in the animated series, my mind was completely changed. For as much as he looked and sounded like Samuel Jackson, this Mace Windu felt different. This version was a strong-willed fighter whose only focus was keeping order in the galaxy. He did not trust Chancellor Palpatine, and as such made each decision accordingly. Mace Windu is a versatile and respected member of the Jedi Council. Because he was way cooler than his movie counterpart, he gets my respect on this list. Bail Organa was looked to as the voice of reason in the Galactic Senate. When a conclusion couldn't be reached or sides would not hear each other out, Bail Organa was sent in. But that isn't what makes him a lock for this list. Through all of the fighting, Bail Organa kept a calmness to himself that wasn't seen in many places. As such, he quickly gained notoriety as one of the most, if not the most respected member of the Senate. And it isn't even that makes him a lock for this list. What makes him a lock is that Bail Organa was instrumental in laying the foundation for the uprising that would become the Rebel Alliance. His actions, along with the actions of others, paved the way so that the dark side may one day fall. And it did. Satine became the Duchess of Mandalore when its citizens wished for a new regime to displace the antiquated regime that had always ruled. To do this, she aligned herself and her government with the peaceful ideals that had begun to replace the violent ideals that had plagued Mandalore. Satine ruled Mandalore and made it a neutral nation. That is, during the Clone Wars, Mandalore was looked to as a nation that did not support the Separatists or the Republic. In fact, due to her strong stand against violence, she became the regent of the Council of Neutral Systems. In a world filled with fighting, to stay away from it is to be commended. Spoiler alert, she died in the show. But don't let that stop her. Having her interact with Obi-Wan from afar would just add that special something to their relationship. That makes her a lock to appear in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. Aside from the fact that Plo Koon discovered fan favorite Ahsoka Tano, he is a well-rounded Jedi that did more for the Clone Wars than many would believe. First, as I said, Plo Koon discovered Ahsoka Tano. That should be reason enough, but it isn't. Plo Koon was a Jedi who was sent in when the voice of reason was needed. In essence, he was sent in when calmness was needed in any given situation. More than those, he was sent in when leadership and guidance were needed. Never leading with his heart or emotion, Plo Koon was a quintessential Jedi Master. He thought before he acted, practiced patience over impatience, and was looked at with the utmost respect. No Jedi in history has had as much influence over Anakin Skywalker as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Their relationship was so important and close that they thought of one another as brothers rather than master and apprentice. Outside of Anakin, Obi-Wan was a general in the Republic Army who, through his tactical know-how, was instrumental in some of the biggest wins for his side. He did not waver or question when the impossible was asked of him. Of all the Jedi fighting for the Republic, none were as well known or hated by General Grievous and Darth Maul than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Each battled more times than my wife and I battled for the bed covers every night. Obi-Wan Kenobi was loyal to a fault and did whatever was asked of him by the Jedi High Council. For all of these, he wasn't even questioned when I thought of doing this list of heroes that should appear in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. During the Clone Wars, nobody was looked at with love and fear as much as Anakin Skywalker. Anakin was the chosen one, and his time battling alongside the Republic showcased this beautifully. He is one of the best duelists that the Jedi had to offer, and his potential and power were second to none. He stood firm against the likes of Count Dooku, Darth Maul, Savage Opress, Asajj Ventress, and the son of the planet Mortis. What makes Anakin a lock for this list is his impulsiveness. He would, without giving a second thought, jump into battle if it meant keeping his friends from harm. While this was not the Jedi way, Anakin didn't care. He, like a few others in his position, put his friends before his duty. He spent his existence battling both the Separatists and his masters. Ultimately, this led to his undoing, but that doesn't matter. For everything he was, Anakin is the most important hero in the Clone Wars. Therefore, he will be in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. And that's it. 10 heroes that must be in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. What do you think? Which heroes would you choose? Leave it in the comments below. As always, I'm going to ask you 3 things before you go. First, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow. Second, if you really liked it, be sure to check out our other videos. If you don't know where to begin, no worries, I've given you a recommendation up in the right hand corner. Third, I'm going to ask you to check out 2 websites. First, I need you to check out something we really believe in. It's called Comics for Cause, and you can find it at www.comicsforcause.com. The link is in the description. Comics for Cause is a global initiative created by us here at Comic Basics that sees the distribution of comic books all over the world to children who need them most. Check out the website, and if you can, I encourage you to help us. Second, I need you to check out Comic Basics, of course. Comic Basics is the parent company to this YouTube channel, and it has more information than we can cram into any of these videos. You can find it at www.comicbasics.com. The link is also in the description. Thanks guys, and we will catch you next time.